All right, so relax with wherever you are. Just be present and take a deep breath and relax. So we'll continue with the Noble Eightfold Path. Yesterday we discussed about what are the types of thoughts that Buddha categorized and how do we distinguish those thoughts and how karma is formed and how we keep on adding karma because of those thoughts. We have learned that yesterday, and I'm sure with that wisdom, each one of you will be very mindful of what action you're doing, what thoughts, what kind of quality of thoughts are you choosing in your life. Okay. So let's continue with the path. Let's continue with the next eightfold path, which is Samma Vacca. Samma Vacca means, in Pali, it means right speech. Right speech. Now, Buddha says, whatever comes out in your mouth, there are two questions you should ask yourself. Is what I'm saying, am I speaking truthfully? Whatever am I speaking, is it the truth? That's a question you should ask yourself. So Buddha says, before even you speaking out, and whatever you are going to speak, let's say, ask yourself that, am I speaking the truth? And you know what? Everybody has their own version of truth. That's the irony. The truth that you think and the truth I think is different. And do you know why it is different? Because that is not the truth. Because truth is universal. Dhamma. And so what truth that you think is the truth is your interpretation. For some of you, it'd be like a, how is that possible? My mother doesn't like me. And that is the truth only. That's the fact. My husband doesn't love me. My husband never listens to me. वो तो fact है. वो तो कैसे आप बोल सकते हो कि वो मेरा ये. See how do you fight yourself and see. Look, my son never listens to me. That's the fact. That's the truth for you. And I am telling, whatever truth that you are saying, that is the truth, is your interpretation about the person, interpretation about that person, interpretation about the situation, interpretation about things in life. So what truth that Buddha is speaking about that? So Buddha is not speaking about your version of truth. Buddha is saying, whatever that is coming out from your mouth, ask yourself, am I speaking the truth? Which means, am I speaking objectively? See, simple example I'll give you. Someone fought with you, let's say. Out of nowhere, someone comes barging at you, fought and spoke a lot of foul language, like, verbally abused you. Someone said that to you. Now, let's say this happened in your office. Some colleague of yours comes and started fighting and gave you some foul language they use and they told you something. What would be the interpretation of that situation that you will interpret? Hypothetical, okay? This is hypothetical. Consider you are in that situation. Someone is coming and telling you like that, gave you verbally, abused you and left. What will be your interpretation about that situation and about that person? Honestly tell me. Put it in the chat. Honestly tell me, what will you say? Yeah. What is wrong with that person? That is a question you will ask, but you will also interpret something about that person. You will interpret something about that person. You will interpret something about the situation also. Yeah, upset तो होगा ही, वो इमोशन लेवल में अपसेट होगा, है ना, वो तो होगा, बट आप कुछ इंटरप्रेट भी करेंगे उस इंसान के बारे में, उस सिचुएशन के बारे में भी आप इंटरप्रेट करेंगे. उमा, वंडरिंग से स्टॉप नहीं होगा ना माइंड. माइंड इज क्रिमिनल. माइंड विल डू. वंडरिंग के बाद जो आगे जो होगा ना, वो मैं पूछ रही हूँ. वंडरिंग के बाद क्या? You're wondering, and then after what? After that, what will you say? Yeah, what's wrong with him? He's crazy, correct? Akshita said this person isn't good. Absolutely, right? Somebody verbally आपको abuse करके चला गया, ओ आप वो इंसान को आप क्या बोलेंगे? वही तो बोलेगा ना, या ये गंदा इंसान है, या अच्छा इंसान नहीं है, या क्या हो गया इसको, ये पागल हो गया क्या? Like that we say, right? We always react like that. Have no idea about actual truth and just speaking nonsense. Yeah, it's just yeah, you will say what he knows is speaking nonsense. Yeah. Where did I go wrong? Yeah. One way to look at it is, अरे मैंने क्या गलत किया है? Right? What did I do wrong? What happened to this person? Coming to conclusion, he is mad. Yeah, पागल है, पागल इंसान है. Correct. Somebody will talk like that. Yeah. Um. Yeah, Dipali says, will think, she will say, I will now stop talking to this person, I will avoid that person. See how does the conclusion comes in through your mind? Very good. And whatever is said is not for me, and I'm feeling sad about that person. एक प्रतिमा जैसे एक महान इंसान भी होगा जहाँ पे वो बोलेंगे, ठीक है, कि मैं तो यार दुखी आत्मा है, इसके क्या करें, what, feel so sorry for that person. No? We have varieties of people, don't worry. ठीक है, we will also feel bad about that person also. It is normal, okay, I'm telling you. Because and then we feel sad about ourselves. There is some sadness that we will experience, also sadness about that person, that कि यार ये इंसान को क्या हो गया. Nothing wrong with that. You find reason what I did. We will find reason of what you did. Okay, got it. So you will find reason कि क्या गलत किया. ठीक है? It's better to be away from that person. Yes, correct. You will conclude that कि it's better इस इंसान से बात ही मत करो. दूर रहो. Stay away from this person. Let's not talk about this. Yes, Cynthia, absolutely. Your Pune unit leader, okay? My Pune unit leader suddenly started bullying after I started being an achiever. That is my interpretation. Bang on. Congratulations, you're out from your suffering. Sweetheart, that is your interpretation. उसने कुछ बोला होगा, बट आपने क्या इंटरप्रेट किया वो इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज आप उस इंटरप्रिटेशन के अंदर रहते हो. That is why you live inside your own interpretation. And that's where you create your suffering. Okay, Shivani said. So Shivani will say, I will talk to that person and clarify. Yeah. So otherwise, either we talk to that person and we say, Abhi kya ho gaya? Why do you react like that? Why are you? So can you see the different version we all are having? यही पे ही एक छोटा ग्रुप है हमारा. इसी ग्रुप में ही देखो कितना वर्जन्स है. Then can you see how the whole world is living life in your own version? And वही सच्चाई मानते हैं वो लोग. But is that the truth? No. वो इंसान गलत है क्या? हमें कैसे पता? वो इंसान सही इंसान है, गलत इंसान है, हमें कैसे पता? Maybe that person has fought with his wife in the morning and didn't get chai. गुस्से में ना आपके ऊपर वो भड़ास निकाल के चला गया. ये भी हो सकता है. होने को तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. Can you get, guys, what I'm trying to say? होने को कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, कुछ भी रीजन हो सकता है फॉर दैट पर्सन टू रिएक्ट लाइक दैट. Allow that person to calm down and later will speak. Uma, that will not be the first reaction. Reaction will be, what is wrong with you? That is the first reaction. उसके बाद ये calmness ये सब धीरे धीरे आएगा. My question is, when somebody comes and says something to you, what is the reaction that you give? How will you speak? How will you react? The reaction is that, what's wrong with you? Why are you speaking like that to me? Right? So this is a simple example I'm giving to you all. What do you learn from this example? What lesson are you learning from this example with everybody's messages? Tell me, everyone. What are you learning from this example? A hypothetical example, but it can happen to any one of you. Situation is same, but varieties of interpretation. Correct? Absolutely. सिचुएशन वैसे ही है. उस इंसान ने आके आपको वैसे सेम जो भी वर्बल अब्यूज किया. But you can see the varieties of interpretation that everybody started having. Yeah, there is another side of any situation. Absolutely. And also that, and we उस टाइम पे उसका भी एक अलग सा स्टोरी होगा, इंटरप्रिटेशन होगा, आपका भी अलग सा इंटरप्रिटेशन हो रहा है. कैन यू सी दैट? खाली आप इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं हो रहे हो. That person is also having his own story. You are also having your own story, and story is fine. Get the absurdity of life, guys. Laugh it out. Why I'm laughing? I'm still laughing from day one, say, because since the time I've been realizing many things, I'm still laughing. And then laughing at what? Laughing at the absurdity of life. You're not fighting to the person. You're fighting to the story. The fight. उस इंसान का भी story है, आपका भी story है, and story fighting. Interpretation and interpretation fighting. So where is the reality? Will you ever get solution then? Will you ever bring togetherness, oneness in that kind of situation? Never. That is why people, they never get in any relationship. You see, when relationship has gone really worse, that relationship cannot be repaired because of this reason. Because of this reason. Yeah, it seems funny now. Exactly, Uma. It is funny. It is the absurdity of life. Can you see? आपका भी एक स्टोरी अलग से चल रहा है, उस इंसान का भी अलग से इंटरप्रिटेशन चल रहा है, और आप स्टोरी इज कमिंग टुगेदर एंड फाइटिंग. नॉट इंसान. आप और वो इंसान बात नहीं कर रहे. आप दोनों अपनी ही अलग के स्टोरी से बात कर रहे हो, एंड यू आर इंटरैक्टिंग with from the story you have, and that person is also interacting from his story he has, and the story is fighting, and you are expecting good result to come out. You are expecting the issue and the misunderstanding that happened to resolve. Not possible. So what is it? Aaj morning mein hi I created one story and I got upset. Yeah, very good, Shivani. Now see, you got aware. You can come out from that story at the snap of a second. And you can really deal with the reality. Actual में क्या हुआ है, आप उस इंसान से पूछ सकते हो. Then you can come out from your story and you can ask, hey, you know what, I get whatever you said, but tell me what happened. You can have a very mature conversation. Poonam, nothing is black and white, it's gray, is your story. In life, either it is yes or no, my dear. ये maybe का चक्कर ना, ये maybe is a story you create, darling. There's nothing called maybe in life. आपका स्टोरी है. नथिंग इज ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट, इट्स अ ग्रे. इज द स्टोरी एंड इंटरप्रिटेशन यू आर इंटरप्रिटेटिंग. रियलिटी में वो उस इंसान ने आपको कुछ बोला, right? In reality, that person opened his mouth and spoke some words to you. Some words came out from his mouth. That is happening in reality. But when you are not reacting, when you're seeing, oh, this person said, and you also saw that, oh, I am also creating my own story. Okay, fine. Let this keep this aside. Let me speak to this person first. What happened? Why are you speaking like that? Then you can listen to that person, isn't it? Because you're away from your story. If you are still in the story, then you're only listening from the story, not to the person. So if you can distinguish this, guys, your life will be 10,000 times quality life you will live. Quality of life is determined by quality of mind. Quality of life is not determined by how much money you have in your bank account, or how much nice branded clothes you wear, or how many floor you stay, or villa you stay, or which car, which brand you wear. It doesn't matter. Car is a car, house is a house, clothes is a clothes. The quality of your life is not determined by any of that. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your mind. So what kind of quality of mind you have? So now that you get, what is Buddha trying to say here? Buddha says, whatever you're talking, is it coming from the fact, the real truth? The fact, the real truth, not your interpretation, but the truth. So whatever comes out from your mouth, ask yourself, am I speaking the truth? That's the question Buddha says, that ask yourself, what is the truth? जो हुआ है, reality में जो हुआ है, वही तो है ना? See, Akshita, your boss comes and tells you, Akshita, you are not working hard. You will interpret that you're not good enough, मैंने कुछ गलत किया है, ये आपकी interpretation होगा. But what will be the truth? You go and speaking to your boss and asking, hey boss, you told me that I am not doing this good. What do you mean by that? You can deal with the reality, no? Then the reality is the truth, my dear. And what is the truth? Everything is anicca. Even that person, whoever he said, maybe your boss is saying, maybe your boss says, I gave you this report to complete at 5 p.m. But Akshita, you did not complete this report at 5 p.m. In fact, you didn't even come back that you cannot complete the report at 5 p.m. So you can then discuss in reality ना क्या हुआ है, and then आप एक reality में उस situation को भी handle करने का शक्ति मिलेंगे ना. Then you have the courage to fight, courage to come back, talk to that person. Then you can distinctly, objectively आप देखेंगे, oh, my boss is telling me I am not doing this work properly is because I was supposed to give the report at 5 p.m. I did not give the report at 5 p.m. And that was my boss had a perception about me. Then can you see, you can deal with that situation very objectively, and you can promise to your boss and say, hey boss, this time मैंने ये किया है, but I promise you take my word, I promise that if I will not be doing it, I will be in communication with you that कि ये मैं 5 p.m. तक नहीं हो पाएगा. So can you see your repo building हो रहा है यहाँ पे, एक reliability relationship हो रहा है यहाँ पे, and that is called dealing with the facts. That is called dealing with the truth, the reality. Dealing with the reality, not your interpretation. हम क्या करते हैं जब आपके बॉस आते हो और कोई भी ऐसे इंसान आते हो और बोलते हो कि आपने ढंग से अच्छा काम नहीं किया, तो what do we do at the first? We get upset. Yes or no? First thing that comes to us, what? We get upset, we get disappointed, and we will say, अरे मैंने क्या गलत किया. हम अपने आप को ही दोषी बनाते हैं, हम अपने आप को ही ब्लेम करते हैं भाई उस टाइम पे. उस टाइम पे ये जो महान आइडियाज है ना, ज्ञान जो है ना, वो गायब हो जाता है। व्हाई? बिकॉज आपके पास वो अवेयरनेस नहीं है, टूल्स नहीं है टू सी थिंग्स ऑब्जेक्टिवली। हर चीज को ऑब्जेक्टिवली देखने का आपका प्रैक्टिस नहीं है। नाउ व्हाट प्रैक्टिस, ये जो हम प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, हर चीज को ऑब्जेक्टिवली देखना, इसमें आपके इस प्रैक्टिस से आप क्या कर रहे हो कि आपकी लाइफ में इन योर एनी प्रॉब्लम दैट यू आर डीलिंग विद, एनी चैलेंजेस दैट यू आर डीलिंग विद, यू कैन नाउ अप्रोच विद ऑब्जेक्टिव वे, not subjective way, not subjective way. And that is how we call as speaking the truth. You're not coming from your interpretation. So what Buddha says, whatever am I, whatever that I'm speaking, is it coming from the truth? Am I speaking the truth? So you have to ask this question to yourself every time you open your mouth. The second question that Buddha says, ask yourself, if I say this word, will it create harmony or will it create chaos? Yeah. If I say this word or I speak this way, will it create peace and harmony or will it create chaos? This is the second question that you should ask to yourself, is what Buddha says. That means even if you are upset with someone, you can choose words that can create harmony, not rather fighting. You can ask yourself, if I'm speaking this word, is it going to create harmony or peace, or is it going to create chaos? Now, can you see how you can mindfully live your life and how you can resolve your problem by not creating chaos, but by creating in harmony, you can resolve all your issues. So keep this question, this two question in your mind. And in my experience, this is my question that I added, which I will share with. In my experience, I asked this question to myself, that if I speak this way, will it benefit to others? Or will it benefit to me? If it is not benefiting to me also, not benefiting to others also, why should I speak? I become more mindful about what's coming out from my mouth then. And this is not Buddha, this is my my experience. When I started practicing this for myself, I also started asking myself that, is what comes out from my mouth, is it benefiting others or benefiting somebody else or benefiting myself? If I see that, if what coming out from my mouth is not at all benefiting to anybody, neither to me nor to anyone, I stop telling. If this came from my conscious way of living life. So you can practice. You can look for yourself and start practicing right speech, right words to use. Words that are coming out from your mouth. So people say, right? If you have seen, if you have read many books, and also many scholars have said this to you, to all of us, that words that are spoken cannot be taken back. Yes or no? Yes or no? Words already spoken cannot be taken back. So can you see now why Buddha says, why you have to ask that question? And now when I ask questions this to myself, do not get thoughts about this person and try to be real, improve. Try, improve is not what I use. I say stay in reality. Just give me a second. Just give me. Okay, yes. So it's not about improving or it's not about trying. You should get this. It is about staying in the present. There is no improvement, there is no non-improvement happening here. It is about being in the present. Being aware is not about improving. Being aware is as it is, going with the flow of life. ये आप लोग ने बहुत सुना होगा, go with the flow of life, be with the life. कभी प्रैक्टिस किया है flow with the life कैसे होता है? This practice will make you to live life, how to be in the flow of life. Practice karo. Don't worry about any of it. Just keep practicing. Can you give example of the second question? The second question is that whatever that I'm speaking, will it create harmony or peace, or will it create chaos? In a very simple word, you are upset with someone, extremely upset. Let's say you are upset with your mother itself, or father or brother, whomever you're close to. And I'll give you my own example. I was very upset with my mother a couple of days back because she said something that I got upset about. Okay. And I was like, okay, I'm upset. Okay. So I quickly I'm upset. I just wanted to speak to my mother and explain to her about certain things about what she spoke. The moment I wanted to say to my mother, the words which were coming was pretty hurtful. It will be hurtful to my mother because I was also coming from upset. So I wanted to tell my mother that if you don't understand certain things, then you better shut your mouth. This is what coming from my mouth, okay, to be very honest. But then I stopped myself. What coming from my mouth was, shut yourself, don't speak if you don't understand. I wanted to say this, and I know this is going to hurt my mother. So I stopped myself. When I saw that if I say this is going to hurt. That means if my words are going to hurt that person, won't that the relationship and the environment of your family, won't it create chaos? Tell me, isn't it right? So I stopped myself and I really mindfully, settle myself down. I got completed for myself that, okay, upset is an upset, nothing to do with anything. So I went and approached to my mother, and in fact, I spoke why she said this way and why I said that way. It was more of a very mature talk rather than reaction. So what came out from my mouth was giving my mother the space to express anything my mother can express in my life. So my mother should not think twice to express anything to me. If I have said that, you shut your mouth if you don't know anything. If I have said that to my mother, my mother will never come back and share anything to me. That is the consequences. So I saw that it is coming. So I stopped myself and I was like, let me give the freedom for my mother to share anything. No? What is wrong with that? Let my mother be someone who can share anything to me. So I will express everything from my heart. Authentically, I've spoken to my mother. And then my mother really understood why I said that and why did I, what was the confusion that happened between she and me. And we dealt together with authenticity, not with interpretation. And now she's free. She can come and say anything and I have no problem. It is forgiven. It is complete and there's no dragging, no drama. That is what I'm saying. What comes out from your mouth? Will it create peace, harmony, or will it create chaos? Will it create chaos in the relationship? Will it create peace in the relationship? Don't you think though you're very smart enough to understand that? More fight, exactly. Chaos मतलब chaos के अंदर फाइट भी आ जाएगा, डिसएग्रीमेंट भी आ जाएगा, डिसअपॉइंटमेंट, अपसेट, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग, हर चीज आ जाएगा ना chaos में. Isn't it? कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हर चीज में, हर चीज में it will become that only, na? So then if I told my mother, you shut your mouth, you don't know anything, then my mother will never come back again and spoke to me again. Do you know that? Do you know how many times you shut people out by telling that you shut your mouth, you don't know anything, you get lost, you go to hell, बाहर में जाओ. हमने कितने ऐसे लोगों को कैसे ऐसे ही बोला है. मैंने भी बोला है, ऐसे नहीं कि मैंने नहीं बोला है, but I'm telling you, you got to be more mindful. Yeah, of course. That's why these questions are asked, so that you can ask this question if you want. Now, beginning of my practice, how I used to do is I used to write this question and put it in front of my mirror, or in front of my work, in front of my laptop, in my notepad. Should be humble, polite. This again is your story, Pramila. There is nothing called humble and polite here. You can be shrewd, and you can be sharp, and you can also communicate everything clearly. It's nothing to do with humbleness. Don't interpret what I'm trying to say. It is about looking distinctly and approaching with compassion. And see, humbleness will arise. You're not forcing yourself to be humble. There are two distinct ways of looking. You should get. You're not forcing yourself to be humble. You're not trying to be humble, or you're not trying to be polite. ये different है. Then this is not a teaching of Buddha. Buddha never says you have to. ये have to वाला चीज है ही नहीं बुद्धा के teaching में. बुद्धा की teaching में तो go with the flow. Arise होने दो जो आना है. What is the arise? Humbleness will arise. Acceptance will arise. Compassion will arise. Natural process में वो arise हो जाए. Naturally वो arise होगा. आप कुछ उसको superficial level में आप बना नहीं रहे हो. You guys are getting this. You're not making yourself superficially compassionate person. You're not making yourself superficially very humble. अंदर में तो volcano चल रहा है और बाहर आप very calm हो रहे हो. You're not making yourself superficial something. You are letting this quality to arise. This quality will come naturally to you if you're practicing this. Yeah, to be authentic, not just honest. Absolutely. Just be who you are, no? Be who you are and be authentic. And जब दिल से जो भी चीज आप बोलते हो ना, everybody can connect to you. Tell me, whenever you have spoken anything from your heart, doesn't that person not connected with you? Should understand this. And so ask this. I have always placed this question in front of my eyes, so that for my own practice. For my own practice, I always put this question that, am I speaking the truth? And whatever am I speaking, will it create harmony or will it create chaos? And the third question is that, whatever I'm speaking, will it benefit to me or benefit to others? If I don't see it is not going to bring any benefit to any of the party, why should I even open my mouth and say? No point, no? At the end of the day, it will create more chaos, more fight, more misunderstanding, more conflict. And I'm not telling you to suppress. Don't interpret. Oh, then I should not speak. I should suppress myself. No. You can authentically communicate. You're not suppressing. आप क्या suppress कर रहे हो? जो आपकी authenticity है ना, वो आप suppress कर. अब यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हो? आप with authenticity आप उस इंसान के पास जाओ, बात करो. That is the courage you will get. And I always ask these questions to myself when I speak to someone in my real life, in my life, with my parents, with my brother, with my sisters, everybody, with my students, with my clients, with myself, with my friends, with my neighbors. If it's not going to benefit, what's the point? I would rather speak something that will benefit the other person and benefit to me, right? Yeah, authenticity builds through relationship. Absolutely, bang on. When you are authentic, you start building real relationship. When you are not, the relationship is very superficial. Then compromise वाला relationship में जी रहे हो आप. Freedom नहीं है relationship. आज की दुनिया में right now, that's what is happening. That's what is happening. And I told you, right, in my house, I have put the fine. People who will speak anything bad words, I've taken fine in my family member. And anybody that comes, that matter, by the way. I put fine on the visitors also. I said, in my house, no, nothing like that. I'm very clear. And I don't shy away to say this, because that's how I live my life. So more than talking to others all the time, I used to speak to myself about my interpretation that I'm not good enough, I'm failure. Exactly what I said. You will speak more to yourself than others, and whatever you speak is all negative. Most of the time, it's negative. So then you will see, oh, what am I speaking to myself? Is it benefiting to me? Ask this question. If it is not, why do you want to speak? Then consciously you will start stopping yourself. Consciously you will stop. Can you all take this practice of asking these 3 questions in your life now? And create right speech, where Buddha says, right speech. Create right speech in your life. No hatred. Not speaking anything meaningless or insignificant wala cheeze. So let's see if any other questions you guys have. Okay. So, yeah, very, very important exercise, by the way, practical exercise that you can do for yourself. Ask these 3 questions every time when you open your mouth. And Buddha says that right speech is the quality of life that you will remember. Right speech is the quality of life that you will remember. What is the first question? The first question is that, am I speaking the truth? The first question is, am I speaking the truth? The second question is, whatever I am speaking, will it create peace or harmony or chaos? That's the second question. Whatever I'm speaking, will it bring or will it create peace, harmony or chaos? Chaos ka matlab fight, conflict, misunderstanding. Will it bring those kind of energy? Will it bring those kind of environment? And the third question is, whatever I'm speaking, will it benefit to me or will it benefit to others? If you practice these 3 questions in your life will, you will live a very high quality life. Then people would like to associate with you. People will like to be around you. Right people will start coming to you, because you're radiating in that energy. It's a very high frequency energy to live this kind of life. Right people will start coming. Right opportunity will start coming. It's important that you start living your life from these 3 questions. And don't do it because Sophia said, don't do it because Buddha said. Do it for yourself. From your own life, you see, from your own experience, you see, will it benefit you? And then you practice. And then you practice. before speaking, am I speaking truth or is it my interpretation? What I speak will create harmony, peace, or chaos? And what I tell, will it be benefiting either me or them? Correct. These are the three questions you start practicing asking yourself. And share in the group once, in fact, whole day you see. In fact, today is a great day, great opportunity for you to practice these questions. And you see, whatever you're speaking to others, start observing from these three questions and look your life from there and experience and share in the group how was your experience. And trust me, the other person in front of you will experience different Uma, will experience different Punam, will experience different Zubina. They will say you are not the same person. How come? And what did you do? You didn't change anything. You didn't change it. You didn't change or fix anything about who you are. But internally, the shift is happening. The transformation is happening. By what? By observing, bringing awareness. It's very beautiful if you start living this kind of teaching and applying. And these are small things, okay? Buddha has written many things, but whatever I'm trying to bring in the session every day is for you to apply in your practical life, so that you can live a very high quality life. So if you start practicing from this, you will see that even people around you will want to be with you. People want to associate with you. People want to be with you. Not that people will run away from you. Yeah, so unintentionally we have hurt people. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are not even aware that how many times we have hurted people around us. We are not aware. But with this question, and you don't have to feel bad and be heavy about this. Ho gaya, abhi kuch nahi kar sakte. What can you do now? Practice from these three questions. Whenever you speak, come from these three questions. And then you speak to others. And that will be a phenomenal shift that people will start seeing in your life. And people will say, what magic are you doing? How come you have become like this? People will start noticing the shift in you. People will say, what's happening with you? You're not reacting. You are, and the way how you speak is so different. People will start noticing the shift in you. And what will you tell them? What will you tell them? When people started noticing that shift in me, I used to say, just come, sit, meditate with me. I just observe the thoughts. I find it very strange for people when I say this. And the first time when I did this, I did it with my brother. Right? My brother was not into meditation and any of that. I did it with my brother, and my brother said, if you're not reacting on anything what I'm saying, my brother started noticing this in me. And I said, okay, so you also want to live this kind of life? And he said, of course, why? I don't want to react. I said, chalo, aajao, baith jao, let's observe the thoughts. And he's like, strange. He said, what are you even speaking? I said, yeah, it starts from here. Journey starts from here. And that's where he got really convinced, and he did Vipassana meditation, and he also went for the Vipassana and everything, and explore his own way of living life. But it comes from you at the end of the day. You can't fix anyone, you can't change anybody. So it's all starts here. All starts here. All right. So with this beautiful lesson that you have learned from Buddha teaching today, and these beautiful questions that I've asked you, look in your whole day today. Whole day, just observe the way how you are living, the way what you're speaking, and come from these three questions and see how you're living your life. Yes, very good. Thank you, Bobby. So now from these three questions, you can start seeing things and living your life more mindfully than ever. You can mindfully speak now from these three questions, right? And build a very real relationship build karo, sabke saath. Build a very true and strong relationship with whomever, with your client, with your students, with your family member, with your daughter, with your teacher, whatever it is, start building true and real relationship, authentic relationship. And that will come when you start practicing this, all this teaching mindfully, when you're starting to live in your life like this. Yeah. So with that, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. And with this beautiful teaching, I hope it will change and it will transform your life from this context if you start living your life. And may this beautiful teaching spreads through you, that people around you get benefited. You are selfish, you are here. But your family member, what about your family member? Let your family member get benefit about from you. When you shift, your family member will shift. With this note, I will leave you for today. God bless you. Namo Buddhaya. Blessing from the divine. Thank you so much. And do share in the group from your practice. Thank you.